Hey, Shalom Akim, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Akim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Akwakadesh, double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Grim Stone Rule Well, and to the Akim and the Falcons on earth, preaching the gospel for Mashiach Yahweh Shai in sincerity and truth and diligence of mind in these last days and times. Yeah, so you see the drama that people are always trying to avoid, and then they end up putting themselves in a tight corner when they get the handouts from this government. Okay, so all right, so the government of Maryland wants to crack down on people that don't want to return to work. you know, once they've gotten that unemployment benefit, and then they're depending on the employer to report them, all right, after they've given their notification to return to work, since they already have this agenda of reopening businesses. Now the businesses want people. When people are saying, you know what, yeah, the benefits and everything else, man, that a job is offering is not enough compared to what they're making on unemployment, and it's gonna ruffle a lot of feathers, all right. So that I'm gonna play the clip real quick, and I want to get some scriptures.
Maryland is cracking down on those collecting unemployment benefits if they are offered their job back. An Eastern Shore leader is tying this to staffing shortages hitting Maryland's shore and tourism community very hard, just as people are wanting to book those vacations.
Yeah, so that means those businesses have connections with these politicians. And you also hear about people don't want to return to McDonald's to work anymore because they don't feel appreciated and all that stuff, and that the pay is not really good, and the risks it's not even worth it. All right.
With more vaccines available, Stephanie Ramirez is live with the details on all the summer travel. Steph?
Hey, Sharon. Yeah, and Eastern Shore leaders have been telling us that this is a serious staffing shortage issue. Well, now the Maryland Department of Labor confirms for us that they are taking new action. The Department of Labor spokesperson telling me that just yesterday they informed all Maryland employers that they can now report someone refusing to take back a job lost in the pandemic or report the employee failing to return to work. The employer has 15 days to report the failure or the refusal here to the Division of Unemployment Insurance, and this will then trigger an investigation into whether that person should continue to receive unemployment benefits.
We have hotels here on the shore and restaurants that are operating with reduced capacities, not because of COVID.
And can you imagine when when the so-called slave owners were asking the government for compensation, for everything else. So, you know what they have to do? They have to come up with the Emancipation Proclamation, and they also had to come up with the so-called new legal system to imprison our people and to have them work on chain gangs and, what you say, convict leasing. Yeah, so that's the same old, agenda. Having people work, even make them work for less without benefits, and use the government to threaten them. So people have to work against their will. So it just shows you there is no so-called freedom. All the taxes that the people pay, and then they still have to be forced to get back on the plantation. So it just shows you, man, that the scriptures is 100% on point. So I get a quick precept from the book of Judges chapter 5 verse 11. All right. So I'm going to read that real quick. Judges chapter 5 verse 11. It just shows that our people, man. So it says, they that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the places of drawing waters. All right, that's captivity, slavery of our people. Okay, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Ashah Bashim Kwakadash, even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of his villages in Israel, then shall the people of the Lord Yahweh go down to the gates. Yes, always remember, man, our people are stuck here in Babylon, and we have to trust in the Lord, to get us out of here, man, because you can imagine, man, you're getting that phone call, you're getting that email, you're getting that text messages, people knocking on your door, calling you to come back to work. It just shows you that Esau cannot really survive with our people, despite all his agenda to try to, bring in all this AI to run businesses. It just shows you that the master is depending upon the slave, and he wants total control.
They don't have the staffing to open their hotel up 100%. Same with restaurants. Instead of operating 2 shifts, they're operating 1 shift.
Another Eastern Shore stakeholder told me that they know there are valid reasons for people not wanting to return to work, but that they also don't want people scamming the unemployment system as they try to address this worker shortage. In addition to this and rentals already booked up down.
Yeah, so why would they want to scam the system? They don't want to return to work. How can you call that a scam? Yeah, so it just shows you that the so-called news agencies, they're just, not about the will of the people, So they're never going to go interview the people and ask them why they don't want to return and all that stuff. They're going to focus more on what the rich man wants. The scripture tells you about, those that put more emphasis on what the rich man has to say than what the poor man has to say. So another principle I would like to bring out is that from the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 8 verse 9. Alright, and it reads, "All this I have seen and applied my heart unto every work that is done under the sun. There is a time wherein one man ruleth over another to his own hurt." Yes, when he puts the laws on the books, to enslave our people and to hold our people, hostage and captives. And then he realizes that, what, man, he can't continue like this, man, because he realizes that his system of control is messed up and it's not sustainable, and he's looking for a way out. He's basically stuck with his riches. He's stuck between his riches and his emotions. Yeah, and that's what's driving this elite crazy, man. The loss of control, the loss of power. Alright, the Lord Hamashiach Yahushua is about to come and separate them from both, from their feelings and from their wealth. Alright? Then another precept I would also like to bring out is from the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 8. It says, "If thou seest the oppression of the poor and violent perverting of judgment and justice in a province, marvel not at the matter, for he that is higher than the highest regardeth, and there be higher than they." So the Most High is above all these so-called politicians and governors and ministers and presidents, man, and kings and queens, man. And hey, the Most High is taking note, and that's why we just have to wait on the Lord to deliver us. All right, and I play this script some more.
On the Eastern Shore and other places, travel groups are also warning about car rental shortages. This reportedly led tourists in Hawaii to renting U-Hauls instead. The company does not recommend this. They are also not seeing this on the mainland here. Those at the travel booking group kayak.com say they are seeing rental car rates skyrocket in places that are more outdoorsy. So their top 10 most expensive rental car cities list from the past 7 days includes places like Bozeman, Montana, or Charleston, South Carolina at the top. Other places like Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and Pensacola, Florida are also in that top 10. Kayaks people did tell me that with the past 7 days that Baltimore's search for car rentals has skyrocketed. The price is around $95 a day for a rental car. In D.C., searches are down a little bit, but the price around $90 a day for a car. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, so that's a lot of business right there, man. You know, when it comes to travels, and they need people to make those sales. All right. So the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 20, it tells you that, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord the Holy One of Israel in truth. And that's what it is. You know, our people are no longer going to be depending on Esau for sustenance in the future when the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai, makes a way, so Esau and all his water reservoir and all his power lines and his resorts is going down the crapper, and waiting on the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai to get us out of here, man, because the Lord has already given us a time limit concerning our captivity here in Babylon. And hey, freedom's on the horizon. Shalom.